Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, we are currently working on building up our university system. Colonization of Senegal is completed. Wonderful. Excellent. So, I got 13 infamy. I could... What if I take a run at North Cameroon? That's actually going to be 14 infamy to conquer, so I'm not in a rush over there. Again, I could go for Ethiopia. Warsangali is a great British protectorate. It seems as though, unfortunately, the Brits have cut us off in the west here. So I can only get through them if I actually win a war. Crooked connections. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding legal guardianship, Rodolphe de la Rochefoucauld of the Catholic Church has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections within the state apparatus. A few words in the right ears is all I'm asking for. Everything within the bounds of the law, of course, although I cannot guarantee that our opponents in this matter will view such actions with much glee. Granted permission, time is of the essence, absolutely furious intelligentsia. Or no, we do this by the book or not at all. I'm going to go with the second one. The longer I keep this going, the better. This exists entirely to appease the Catholic Church's traditionalism. And once they're feeling less upset about the transition to oligarchy that they foisted upon the government, will be good to go. Now, legitimacy is a lot lower now, which means we're only getting half a point of progress for the House of Colonial. Is there any way I can... The only way I can really get this further is by bringing the Catholic Church in, and that was the thing I was trying not to do, so... I can't believe this. How could they do this to me? Damnable Catholic Church. Alright, colonization of North Cameroon is complete, and that means our colonies are growing much faster in all of the other areas we're colonizing. So, you know, that's going fine. Diplomatic play in Niger. Britain is going after Oyo. Oyo backs down. Interesting. Alright, alright. They decided to let it happen. So, with the 99, so with almost 100 points, so it's going to be about another year and a half. Just a little bit, or no. Another couple of years before we get there. So stylish furniture is completed, and now we're producing stylish furniture. Which is excellent. That means that, the French Home Goods Company is going to be helping to lock down, is going to be having more capacity for locking down the furniture market. And as you can see, they're exporting quite a lot of furniture. Luxury furniture, as always, is very affordable. I think if I subvene... Well, I'll certainly cut export taxes. I'll do the same for luxury clothes. Oh, I already did the same for luxury clothes. Now, furniture, I think I'm also going to cut export taxes. Yes, I colonized Texas. Oh, right. Well, that'll happen. Dissenters break ranks. Stall event. To outside observers, the landowners may appear firmly committed to the idea of legal guardianship, but behind this facade of unity, discord has long festered. Now, a clique of dissenters have finally had enough and have officially broken with their fellow members over the issue of the reform. For how long have we stood together? How many times have we lent a willing hand your way? Yet our own concerns are left unanswered, our own desires left unmet. If we shall not be heard here, we shall be so elsewhere. I can say splitters, may the devil take them. Reduce enactment chance, landowners weaker. Loosen our purse strings, perhaps we can lure some of them back. Reduce enactment chance, but by less. Landowners don't get as weak, but it costs the government a bunch of money. Or I can offer them custodianship over a new draft. This is worth one setback, increases enactment time, increases enactment success chance, and makes the landowners weaker. I'm actually going to do the third one. Again, a setback is not a tragedy for me. There's no benefit to me for rolling back women's rights. Slowing it down is only productive because, again, we're waiting for this number to go away. And it's going to go away eventually. We just need to bide time pretending we're going to throw them a bone somewhere else until it does. Fake reform enjoyers rise up. Investment pool's looking solid. We'll be producing designer clothes soon as well, and that'll also be good for our light industry. Also, got a nice block of loyalists, mostly from increases in standard of living or from enacting laws backed by political movements. Oh, that's fun. That's very nice. Sadly, only one approval is from the Catholic Church, but, you know, it is what it is. Down to 10 infamy, so I could go after North Cameroon. On the other hand, what if I went after Rhineland? Are they still... We still have a truce with them for another year. I'm so mad about the House of Orleans. I did so much work to get to Oligarchy so that my Catholic Church would be happy, and then the freaking Catholic Church was like, no, I don't want it. Ooh, triage unlocked. That's really good. I'm going to enable that. I'm going to enable first aid in all my armies. I'm actually also going to enable rail transport for my armies to get them moving faster. I think that's just sensible. Let's expand our motor industry just a hair. Now, what's going on with these places? Well, I'm going to set them to the same thing that I set them all to, which is mechanized workshops. Same deal over here. Sewing machines, craftsmen, sewing. Glassworks. What glassworks have I taken over? It's Guinea. Alright, so we'll get them producing leaded glass and ceramics. Everywhere else in France is doing the same. Yes, they are. Alright. So, Ahagar, where are you at? You're over here. Alright, so we'll send the Army of Africa. They're very close by. I've gotten away pretty well without increasing the size of my military, although I am continuing to expand my university system. Designer clothes completed. Dolphus Mig, etc. is now developing designer clothes, and they're producing prestige goods. So this will also make them stronger. Maybe I'll cut... Okay, cool, up to 20%. Again, not a real factor, frankly. Alright, standard of living's going way up, which is really nice. If I cut the consumption tax on tobacco, I won't quite get there. End of spring. The international trend of radical thought and revolutionary sentiments is coming to an end. Perhaps it is too early for us to agree whether our attempts ended in success or failure. I would like to believe we've set in motion forces which will continue to advance our goals long after the fires of this era have gone out. The world is changing. Springtime of the People's Journal entry disappears from all nations. So that's an event that tends to fire a million times. I'm not exactly sure why, but it is what it is. Industrial barriers. Factories in Guinea have been reported to be placing Monday people into roles with incredibly poor working conditions, owing to their status as second-class citizens of France. I know. Us businessmen have a reputation for only caring about the bottom line. That may be true for some, but the way I see it, any venture must be built on a strong foundation of values. The Monday people don't understand those values. How could they? They're our values. This unequal treatment cannot stand. Weaker and unhappy petite bourgeoisie. France gets increased cultural majority movement pop attraction. These guys. Or they're lucky to be given any job at all. -2 standard of living. 2% of Monday pops radical. Reduced cultural majority pop attraction. 2%, 5% of pops in Monday pops in Guinea become radical. Unfortunately, I'm dependent on the petite bourgeoisie for my legitimacy right now, so I'm just going to have to go with the second one, and unfortunately, that simply is what it is. A Foreign Manifesto. The recently translated works of Miko Nod have become popular within the legitimist movement. The relationship has developed to the point of Mirko Nod openly endorsing the movement. And for a whole large class, there is no other road, especially for a nation so eminently practical as the French. The great thing is to get the working class to move as a class. That once obtained, they will soon find the right direction. And all who resist will be left out in the cold with small sects of their own. Our struggle is an international one, slightly stronger legitimist movement. Or this foreign interference ought to be punished. Weaker legitimist movement, stronger, more active legitimist movement, weaker and angrier Catholic Church. I'm going to go with the first one, because I don't want to piss off the Catholic Church. I'm doing this whole process of pretending to roll back women's rights in order that I will not have to deal with the Catholic Church. Escaping the law. While serving a sentence for revolutionary sentiment, Louis quietly escaped from prison. He's rejoined the countless other revolutionaries across France, a nihilist aligned with the liberal movement. Sir, the revolutionary is gone. Mon Dieu, which one? We have entire prisons just for the treasonous rats. Blanqui, sir. He's been smuggled out, and we believe since his friends arrived. He'll be halfway to Belgium by now. Recapture him and leave him on Devil's Island. Weaker intelligentsia. Louis Blanqui gets 25 popularity from being a political martyr and is exiled. Or, we have other political heads to collect. Same issue, and he is not, and the intelligentsia are not weakened. Yeah, you know what? I'll weaken the intelligentsia. Get exiled, idiot. So this is interesting. My Catholic Church have become weaker, but my landowners have now become stronger, and they're avowed legitimists. So this is quite curious. I'm not sure what to make of that. This is not what I had in mind. Ever-increasing influence. Members of the Anti-British Association have discreetly dispatched another member to amplify their mission in France's most widely read newspaper. The Anti-British Association has calculated with utmost mastery the dissemination of materials to secure a foothold in both the political world and the public's imagination. With great satisfaction, lobbyist comments, there is no denying the number and reach of newspapers is ever expanding. The approach is sure to reach influential lawmakers to favor our scheme. This sets a bad precedent, landowners unhappy, or this is ingenious. Reduced legitimacy, Anti-British Association becomes more appeased. I'm going to say it sets a bad precedent. I don't want my... I always make the landowners unhappy. That's kind of my whole thing. But also, you know how things go. See, I was really hoping we were going to make our industrialists stronger, and we have done that. Although... it's not like we can form a frickin' party out of them. With them led by a radical. It's a shame, really, because in a lot of runs, I would be very pleased to have a radical heading up my industrialists, but in this particular run, in this particular moment, it's just creating havoc for me. So, we're almost finished with another round of universities. How does that help with our tech? Alright, tech is going up. We can still stand another round. We can still stand another block of universities. So let's... and I realize I'm spending a ton now on these universities, but I still think it's worth it. Overall. So, let's see where we've got a lot of labor available. Rhône. Ian. Aquitaine. And then I swear I'll deal with our national debt. It's taken a long time. Okay. Opposition members put forth demands, a debate event. More pragmatically inclined members of the intelligentsia, currently opposed to the passing of legal guardianship, have offered to change their stance where they'd be offered certain political concessions. Such concessions would not be popular with the Catholic Church, however. Compromise makes for a good umbrella, but a poor roof. It is a temporary expedient, often wise in party politics, almost sure to be unwise in statesmanship. Acquiesce to their demands, the bill must pass. Catholic Church unhappy, extra enactment chance. Compromise is a tool of the weak, reduced enactment time, reduced enactment chance, Catholic Church happy. Or a prime opportunity to break the bill from deadlock. Long-term increase in enactment time, Catholic Church furious. I'm actually going to go with the middle one. It's not ideal. Reducing enactment time is generally good for the thing I'm using this for, but making the Catholic Church happier is also good. At this point, I can cancel it and they'll be down to -4. They're also not that strong in the country anymore, though, which means that I can potentially leave them, and that'll be just fine. So how is this impacting our movements? It's made our liberal movement quite active, but all of our other movements are just kind of chilling and vibing, which, more power to them, I say. Now let's see. We're still making a little bit on tariffs. I think... Oop. United Kingdom. Great Britain will transfer Kenya. France will transfer the Rift Valley. What an interesting option. Now, my colonization path here is locked down. So I actually think this is the right call. I'm going to do this. And that's got our borders solidified over here. And that's pretty cool. Now... Anyway. And that means I can start colonizing the Rift Valley. That's funny. Congratulations, Britain, you played yourself. Now, Britain is... I don't know where they're colonizing now, but that means I can still go this way, and hopefully I'll be able to do that. Anti-Prussian Association offers opportunity. The Anti-Prussian Association has offered us an opportunity to provide military assistance to Waldeck, which is where? This war is going on a long time. Where's Waldeck? See, our new popular children's puzzle book series, Where is Waldeck? Thank you, that clarifies it. Here. They're here. It was a veiled sort of aggression, one which could in theory appeal to both ardent jingoists and those who preferred to mitigate losses. It would force the enemy to respond, possibly drive them towards reckless confrontation, in response to a seemingly benign maneuver. A plan to fight Prussia to the last wildcard, one minister remarked. The representative flushed. He had practiced responses along both lines, but none of them quite fit. I can say we'd be happy to pursue this, or this is not in our interests. I'm going to say it's not in our interests. I don't think spending a bunch of money improving the situation of Waldeck is really going to be useful to us. Oh my goodness, we don't have a pro-British association anymore. That's interesting. Contentious topics. An event organized by the positivist movement transformed into a brawl as opponents of the movement infiltrated the crowd. When the police arrived, no participant was willing to give a consistent statement. Most of them had at least one bruise, a cut lip, or a bloody nose. His was much less honorably obtained than most of theirs. He whacked his hip against the corner of a table while rushing for the exit, only to nearly run headlong into an approaching gendarme. Two conflicting stories rose in mind, one that he would tell to the detective, and one that he would tell to his friends. Give them all a day in jail to cool off, armed forces a little bit unhappy, or seek charges to the event's organizers, weaker positivist movement, but armed forces much more unhappy. I'm going to go with the first one. -1 is not that much, and I can live with that. Catholic Church is now at +7. We're still in the introduction phase on legal guardianship, and this is taking quite a long time, which again is the point. So I think I'm pretty confident in my ability to leave that be for now. I'm down to 6 infamy, which is very, very good. My truce with Rhineland has nearly expired. Will expire in another 3 months, and I can potentially go after them. In terms of cementing the House of Orleans, I'm at another 25. I've got another 30 months, so that's another 2.5 years at this point. Law debate success, we're up to 26%. Still building up those universities. Investment pool is gaining in cash flow, which is also good. Yeah. Now, what I would really like is to turn the Rhineland into a protectorate. Well, but I can't necessarily do that, because if Prussia manages to unify the German peoples, what that'll mean is that I'll be in a... is that they'll just get those states. What I really need is to steal the states completely. Because what that'll do is that'll make it impossible for Prussia to unify Germany, and that is what I want. On the other hand, doing land expansion in Europe is never popular, so we'll have to be conscientious of our infamy as we work on that. What is... Vicky 3, why are you lagging? Why are you lagging so bad? Stop frickin' lagging. Alright, we're nearly there. I'm just going to kind of take a look at it and see what it looks like. Industrialists are still pretty happy. Again, because they swapped over to being radicals, they're big mad about the movement to oligarchy, but, you know, they'll just have to deal with it. This was their idea and the idea of people like them. We'll see what kind of a government we can form once we change up the whole legal guardianship situation. Once we finish with that. So, Rhineland. Make protectorate CB. Russia would step in, but they wouldn't have the capacity to do anything, I wouldn't think. Austria might step in. I think I can take the Russians. Well, it's not ideal. On the other hand, if I simply wish to seize the state of Rhineland, I cannot. Relations are too good. The Prussians wouldn't fight. The Austrians mostly wouldn't fight. The British wouldn't fight. Hesse, a lot of smaller countries. Netherlands might step in, Belgium might step in, Norway might step in. I wouldn't like to fight USA. Nevertheless, I think I can take them. So, let's get started with that. Probably should have waited. Anti-Russian League. Law progressed to consideration. I'm just going to mobilize one army for the moment, and if I need to mobilize more, then I will do so. I've put myself above 25 infamy. Let's hope it doesn't bite me in the ass. Let's hope it doesn't wind up being a giant mistake. Alright, Russia sides with them, so I need to actually get ready to fight. And we'll actually raise our conscripts with the main army. Now, let's put our fleets... Ooh, we're short on command capacity for this fleet. This guy seems good. He's a reformer. Bernard Jaurès-Guibéry. Yeah, he seems good. Let's give him mass promotions. And we'll put this fleet in the North Sea. This fleet's good where they are. Austria? Austria, how could you? I can't believe it. I'm gonna need some more artillery. Okay, what countries can I sway? Now I can sway Great Britain. Or Prussia. War goals. Return state. Ruhr. Interesting. A partitioning of the Rhineland. What a curious answer. What about you, Great Britain? You want a state. You want the West Indies. Oh, all this? Psh. Sure. Hold on, just going to click through all their subjects. United States. You want to humiliate Austria? Sure. Prussia, you only still want to steal Ruhr, which I will try to avoid if possible. Spain. War goals, enforce treaty article, force investment rights in Austria, force trade privileges. Well, I already have to invade Austria, so let's do it. And Belgium. You will join. Investment rights in Russia, don't want to do that. Enforce trade privileges on Russia, don't want to do that. So, again, because I don't want them to get war support protection in this thing. Ah, what an interesting situation. What a curious war we're about to be in. I think I'm going to put the remainder of my cores here. And I'm just going to put the Army of Africa in southern France for the moment. Obviously, I'm paying a huge fistful of cash, but I won't be building these universities much longer. Then again, stopping building the universities would save me a pile of money. So let's go ahead and maybe do that. Just wait till this one gets built. We'll finish these out after the war. And do I need to raise additional conscripts? I don't think so. Because I think it's going to be naval invasion town. This navy is gaining an organization. Oh, they don't have enough. Oh my goodness. What a goof I am. What a goof. I think I'll invade southern Austria with 2nd Corps. Again, I don't think anyone else has the ability to get over here. Rhineland backs down. Excellent. Which means I can unpause construction. Life is good. Rhineland, I knew you would see reason. Let's be better friends. Let's share knowledge. Rhineland, you and I are going to be the best of friends. You're going to be so pleased. I am going to build so much stuff in you, Rhineland. Oh, I'm going to construct so many industries deep inside you. Now progress to ascent. All right, so here's the point at which I need to be a little bit conscientious. Catholic Church is up at +9. So I can safely ignore that. Let me see. If I built coal mines, lead mines would be profitable. Lumber yards would be profitable. We'll build some lead, and my private sector is already building, I think, these textile mills. So that'll be good to go. And we got some motor industries. All right, we've got a construction plan for Rhineland in mind. That's very good. I'm feeling extremely pleased now. So, can I get the Catholic Church up to +10? I think if I go maybe all the way to the end here, but I don't want to get too risky with it, so we'll go ahead and cancel this. Catholic Church is down to -2, but that's a very manageable number, and it's going to go up over time. Everyone else is going to reassess where they are. Landowners are still quite strong, so let's take a quick look at the market. Oop. I need a little bit more bureaucracy. Let me see. I'll just upgrade bureaucracy in Champagne. I'll build some bureaucracy in Champagne. All right, now, with everyone having changed opinions, what's the major lineup? If I put Catholic Church next to the armed forces, they could work. Industrialists have gotten strong now. So, industrialists alongside petite bourgeoisie? No. Industrialists alongside armed forces? A little bit. Catholic Church in there? No. No armed forces in Catholic Church? No. Industrialists and rural folk? Never. I don't know why I even tried it. Man. This is quite curious. Gosh, look at that. That's quite a monocle for a radical, sir. It's not really a radical's monocle, is it? But we've taken over the Rhineland. Their liberty desire is going down already. I'm feeling very pleased with that outcome. We didn't even have to fight a war, so things are looking pretty good. Colonization in Africa continues apace. I've obviously got a lot of infamy now, but not too much. So I'm feeling pretty all right. I think we're going to close out the run by the time we hit mid-year, which is not too long from now. In terms of cementing the House of Orleans, we just have about a year and a half now that the math has gotten a little easier. A year and 8 months, but it'll tick over. Oh, it's going faster now. It's going 1 each. Maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, we don't need to worry about it that much. I'm not gonna split hairs over the particulars. So that is all the time we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.